What is up, you guys? Hope you are doing well. Welcome back to another Chatting with Jacob. Today we are talking about my college dropout story. I don't know if I've ever fully told them on the channel. I feel like I've told bits and pieces here and there. I've explained some things here. Some people know the story, but I figured I'd make a dedicated little 5-minute video about it. So 2014, actually let me go back even further. I didn't want to go to college when I was in high school. Junior year, senior year, I want to be in a band and tour the world playing the guitar. People pointed out to me that I didn't have a band and I didn't have any music out there, so they were like, you should probably go to college. I'm like, I didn't really want to, but I guess you're right. Fast forward a little, I got excited to go to college because then I found a music school, the Aaron Copland School of Music, Queens College. What I was going to go for was music theory, not songwriting, but composing. I wanted to score movies. I wanted to be the next Hans Zimmer. I was really excited for it. I went for my first year. It was great. It was a fun experience. I stayed on campus. It was really cool in Queens, New York. So like I got the whole city vibe, the whole city feel. March of 2014, my 19th birthday, I released a song March 8th on my birthday, 7 years ago almost. I released a song called Growing Up. I spent 100 hours recording this song, man, and it good song. I still think it's a good song. The production was whack though. I mean, I did the best that I could. I recorded it with a garage. I remember that video game Rock Band. I recorded that USB mic that came with it. The vocals were recorded on that. Like, you just got to work with what you have. After that, I was like, I love this. I love songwriting. I love recording and releasing music. I loved every aspect of it. And I got into this debate of, do I write music or do I write this essay for my English paper? And I wanted to write the music, but my parents are paying for college, and I was like, I don't want to waste their money. So what I did is I decided I'm going to finish out the year, and then I spent a lot of time debating and praying and figuring out what I want to do. And I decided I'm not gonna go back. This is the main factor though. So people ask me a lot. I actually get a surprising amount of questions of I don't want to go to college, or should I drop out, all this stuff. This is how I determine it from me. Me and Jamie had been together at that point. We started dating back in 2010. It's a lyric from one of my first songs. We started dating back in 2010, but that's not really where the story began. It started back when I met your friend. It's from a song called You Are Appreciated, unreleased. That being said, so we started dating back in 2010, so this was 2014, 4 years later. We both knew we wanted to get married, and we wanted to get married as soon as possible. We debated even getting married in college. We decided, okay, we're going to wait until after college to get married. But that being said, that means I had 3 more years for her to, she actually had 2 more years and I had 3 if I were to continue through college. My thought process is, okay, if I drop out now, that means that I have 3 years to really work hard and build a foundation and build a career and start a business, because that's what it is, being a musician. And people need to realize being a musician is starting a business. So I said I have 3 years to really at least have some sort of foundation, so that when she graduates, I have a business foundation. I have something that started, and we can get married. That was the main factor for me. I was 18, 19 years old at the time. I wanted a head start, as opposed to finishing at this degree and then having to start my career and try to start a business at 22, where she had already graduated. We're trying to get married. I'm trying to start a business. I made no money my first year of college. Now, I'm so grateful that I dropped out, because had I tried to get married and make no money and possibly get another job to try to support them, I don't know where I'd be today. Now, the biggest factor is I want people to know that it was so much work. It was lonely, and it was so much work. It was lonely because all the kids that I hung out with, all the kids my age left to go to college. I was the only person here. And then it's lonely being a musician sometimes. Like, I'm work from home all the time, and then when I played gigs by myself because I was a solo artist. So it was lonely. And it was a lot of work, and it took longer than I thought. Things are popping off now, but it's still like, it's 7 years later. I put in work and time, and that's the biggest thing. So if you're willing to do that, and another big thing is that people and friends and family will have comments, and up until recently, like, even family would still say comments, be like, hey, are you sure you don't want to go back to college? I'm like, I'm positive. And I'm so grateful I did. And now, honestly, my parents are so supportive, man. I'm so grateful for them. But they were concerned, 100% concerned, and I would be as a parent too. But once they saw the footwork that I was putting in, that I wasn't just chilling in the basement, staying at their house, playing video games, that I would put in 10 hours of work a day, going out there trying to find gigs, recording songs, releasing songs. Like, see, the difference for me is, like, I have this business mind. I love business. I love going out there. And that's the hardest thing for me to tell people, is like, they say, oh, should I drop out and go out of college and just become a musician? It's like, I don't know. I know for me, it was a possibility, but it might not be for you. College might be a great route for you, or college might be a great, dropping out might be a great route for you also. Like it's so hard for me to tell you if you can or you can't. So that should be a separate video actually of me talking about that. But the thing is, like, you know what? You just make a decision, you stick with it. You could always go back. You know, it might be harder to go back later, but you could always go back. Or, you know, if you start a little later, who cares? You know, what does it matter? You know, so that's my 2 cents for today. That's my story of dropping out of college. It was hard. Jamie was concerned. Her parents were super concerned. Like, don't get me wrong, it was definitely not all roses and butterflies. Like, people were scared for me. They were like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna make no money. You're gonna be like a college dropout bum. You put in the work. You can do it too. Why not? Go for it, man. Like, if you feel like it's what you need to do. But I wanna, this is the biggest thing. My platform that I wanna use this for is to say, if I can do it, you can do it. But if I had to put in the work, you're gonna have to put in the work too.